So I couldn't send flowers because I didn't want anybody to come to your door. And I had to come up with something different. And my different is a video Happy Mother's Day card. So Happy Mother's Day, Mother. You get to see me with my shaved head and my scruffy beard. And this great environment in the background. This is me looking outside my back window. Pretty nice. You didn't know that we're in the mountains here in Wisconsin. Here, let me change. Give you something different, more festive. See, wait a minute. Oh, there's something a little more festive. So Happy Mother's Day. I'll fill you in on some details about what's going on over here. We have had some bad news in recent days in Wisconsin from the governor's office, or really more like the Board of Regents office. It has precipitated my thinking about something. And I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. So, Wisconsin proposal. I'll give you a headline. Past week. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you can see this. This is the headline. UW system leader calls for academic cuts, layoffs, online advances to survive in the post-pandemic world. Ugh, I don't like that. So, I don't know how to get back to my screen. Hold on. Ah, there's me again, but you can't see me. Okay. So what does that have to do with anything? Well, I wanted to tell you a story in this presentation. And the story had to do with that newspaper article, but that newspaper article just serves as a way to coalesce. It serves as a way to coalesce all the things I've been thinking. And who knows what the next week will bring. But as you know, I'm coming up to my 60th year, which about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I would have thought, well, I got another 10 to 15 years of teaching left in me. And now I'm going, maybe this is my last year teaching. And you'll wonder why. It's like, why am I even thinking this? Well, so here's my slideshow, hopefully. Can you see my slideshow? My slideshow. Slideshow. Can you even see my slides? This does not work. Okay, maybe you can see that. So this is teaching in the COVID era, right? This is the way it works for me. I make silly videos that my students generally don't read. It's like, here's a bunch of videos I made over the last 2 weeks on lectures that I would normally give. My lecture videos are short, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I sometimes think, holy cow, how can I get a video made of something in 11 minutes that would normally take me 50 minutes to lecture on? It goes to show you just how much filler space there is in a lecture. Anyways, so these are all my videos. And like, here's what I get. This is what makes life so frustrating. So here's a video from a class where the video was made 5 days ago. And this class has 35 students in it. And they're all biology majors. I've had 6 views, and I think 2 of those are mine. So I've had 4 students watch my videos out of 35. Here's another one from, this is from my class that has 65 students in it. And 6 days ago, I had 5 people watching my videos. And thinking, that's not, that, I don't like that. I mean, the most I had was 30 for an exam. Well, that's actually pretty good because I have 35 in the class. It means that 5 students, actually more, because I opened that thing up maybe 5 times. Maybe it's 10 students didn't see it, and that was during an exam. They already had an exam on that material. So my material is usually delivered on a computer. I don't talk to my students. I've talked to like 7 students in the last 2 weeks, and 6 of them came from 1 half-hour conversation. Holy cow, teaching has changed, and it's likely we're going to be doing this again in the fall. I am not excited about that. And then the news coming from the university system that they're going to cut back and they're going to actually make more online instruction. And you know, like it makes me realize just how much teaching means to me, but not just conveying information. It's about connecting with people. And I can't connect with people this way. Absolutely. I mean, it's like a balloon has been popped, and I have just no pressure left, no incentive, no motivation to keep going. And so this opportunity comes up, right? The university is looking to cut people off. And so I'm going to meet with somebody on Wednesday next week to talk about retirement. And then you think, okay, wait a minute, retirement? What about Lydia, right? It's like, or Leo? It's like, we're not going to move Lydia. And Leo, they need money still. So it's not absolutely retirement, but I have some ideas. So first, let me tell you what we're going to be doing in the next month. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit more long term. So the next month, Lydia and I sat down about a week ago, and we started thinking about where would we want to go to visit colleges. And because we're not even entertaining the idea of flying this year, I have floated the idea past everybody, including Leo, about a drive across country. So there it is. We are going to drive from Eau Claire to Minnesota to see colleges in Minnesota. Then we're going to go to Iowa. We're going to go to Colorado. We're going to zoom across the states to California and see a bunch of colleges there. And then we got to figure out what to do going back. And it's possible I'm going to just send the kids, Mary and kids, back on a plane. For them, it's not a problem. I mean, it's the plane going to you is the problem. But the plane going back is not a problem. So we're probably going to fly back. I'm going to drive back. But I'll probably take my time. And who knows what direction. Maybe I'll go to Washington to see my friend who lives there and then drive back this way. That could take some time. The more I think about it, the less pleasant it sounds. But here's the thing. We're going to definitely drive. It looks like we're going to go early June, right after, maybe early June or latter part of May. And then return on about the 14th of June. So this is a 2-day drive if we drove it straight. But we're going to stop here, and then we'll see colleges. We'll be here for probably about 4 days or so. And then we're going to go overnight, go through Death Valley, which is like the highlight for me, and then visit colleges. It's pretty far inland. It's like near LA. This is not. We're not going to Bakersfield. There's some colleges in LA. There's Pepperdine and Santa Barbara, and the San Luis Obispo, and then I was thinking Berkeley she could visit, maybe Sonoma State, but I don't think so because out-of-state tuition for state colleges in California is crazy high. So it's got to be a really special place. Anyway, so once we get there, we're going to see you, maybe from across the street or something. But we will be in California. That's the first thing you need to know. And then what happens after that, who knows? Again, it's possible that they would fly back and I would drive. But we're renting a car, so and it's gonna be cheap, a lot cheaper than drive or flying, that's for sure. Okay, anyways, so that's the early summer plans. Then when we come back, we're going to continue to do research. And so this research is stuff I've been doing for the last 2 years with mosses and lakes in Wisconsin. And so I started thinking about retirement about 2-3 weeks ago. But when I started thinking about retirement, I was thinking, 65, right? It's like 5 more years. Then we'll still be young enough to do things. Mary and I are talking about moving out west. But if we retire in the next year, if I retire in the next year, like May of 2021, then the question is like, okay, so what am I going to do? And we're not going to move. Lydia still has another year or so in high school. So I thought, wow, I could do research here. And that's actually pretty exciting. It's like, because I can get money. I can get grant money to support me. And I'll have pension, I'll have Social Security, I'll do well financially. And I would be studying mosses. And it'd just be so much fun. Not only in the lake that I study now, but other lakes across the state. There are like 15,000 lakes in this state. And I am now the expert on mosses. What happened there? You're recording. Why? You'll only get notifications. Okay. What happened? My screen died. Anyways, I hope I'm still recording. Anyway, so I have so many great projects in mind that involve mosses, and some of that can for 3 or 4 years, I can until I'm about 65, 66. We'll stay here working on doing research, and I can get out of the teaching business partly because I can't do it the way it's being done now. It's just not the same. I've lost it. I've lost that. The magic's not there anymore. Anyways, and then one of the things I want to do is really kind of cool. It has to do with genetics and DNA. And one of the questions I had, which was up here, was like, how long ago did moss settle in Wisconsin lakes? And that's actually a really interesting question from a scientific point of view, but also from a lake management point of view. And how do you answer a question like that? Well, as it turns out, you answer that question the same way you would answer the question about, like, when did Neanderthals and the branch that gave rise to Neanderthals break apart from the branch that gave rise to modern humans? Like, how do we know that it was 750,000 years ago? How can anybody know that? And as it turns out, it's about genetics, and it's about how much time. So there are fossils. There is genetic information that can be gained from Neanderthal relics, fossils, not fossils, but remains. And we can actually look at the changes in the genes from this one and this one, and the amount of change that has occurred between these two is going to correlate with the clock time. So the amount of change is directly correlated with time. So Neanderthals and humans are more closely related to each other than chimps are to humans, and how much genetic difference there is between a chimp and a human will tell us when it was that chimps and humans separated. That's what I'm going to do with mosses. I'm going to look at mosses in different lakes in Wisconsin and also terrestrial environments, and I'm going to look for differences, and those differences then will be used to make a clock. That is pretty exciting. So I am really excited because I'm going to write proposals. I'm going to get grants for this, and I am making a little niche for myself. It has nothing to do with fish, even though I still do fish work. And we also have to do this. What are we doing this summer? We got a lot of projects going on because we're going to sell this thinking house in about 3 years, maybe 5, but certainly no more than 5, potentially as few as 3. We want to make new kitchen. We're going to get new faces for our kitchen cabinets. We had somebody come in yesterday. We put a fence up on the backside that was already starting to fall apart. I bought the fence material already. We want to fix our driveway. We had somebody who we called and he's just not showing up, which is so typical around here. And then I want to upgrade the bathroom with the kids because they hate it. I hate it too. And then I'm planting some Italian herbs in the garden for the first time. So things are changing, and some of it I had no control over. But you know what? It's like, it's okay. It's actually really exciting. And that is part of your legacy, Mom. Always looking for new adventures. That's the Lawns Ridge way. Okay, we'll talk later in the afternoon. So I'm sending this to you via YouTube link, and then you watch it and we'll talk. Love you. Love you both. Bye.